Good evening, good evening, good evening. How's everybody doing? This is Priscilla, and today is Tuesday, February the 23rd, 2021. I haven't been on in a week because I have been busy doing all kinds of things that I am eventually going to tell you all about. Today is just a random combo day for me. It was just, I'm sitting here on my break, and you know how you think about different things that you hear other people say they are going through. So you try to empathize with people because you just never know, why they are in the predicament they are in. But some people I just cannot empathize with. If you're the type of person, you're blessed and you always have money coming into your direction. God is steady overflowing you with blessings. And then you always are broke. You always about to get evicted. You're always needing gas in your car. It's like, when do you realize that you are self-sabotaging? That's going to be the topic. You are self-sabotaging your life. Like, we'll make money, and what we do, say, like people start out, they may make $10 an hour. So they live based on making $10 an hour. But the more money they make, the more stuff they accumulate. And when I say stuff, I'm talking about bills. Most people, the average person, they always try to live above their means. And the reason why they do so is because they are trying to please other people. And my favorite saying, you try to please people who don't care if you are rich or poor. You spend so much energy trying to please people who don't even like you. It's like we get our what am I saying? We get our conception. We conceive things incorrectly. Like, you may have a wealthy friend, right? And you may be less fortunate. You think that this friend wants you to spend the same amount of money that they spend. You think this friend wants you to live a lavish lifestyle as they live. But a real friend will recognize you're not in the same tax bracket as I am, but you're still my friend. You have to, like they say, ball on a budget. Stay within your means. Stop trying to. It's perception. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Perception. The way you your perception of things. If you think that your friend think less of you because you're not living the same lifestyle they are living, then you might want to go to that friend and have a heart-to-heart so you can get a better understanding. Sometimes we perceive things the wrong way. That friend just like you being around. That friend just like, having you to talk to. They're not trying to make you live above your means. Stay in your tax bracket. Stop trying to spend bill money just to hang out with somebody. You'll go out and hang with somebody and buy all these extravagant gifts and meals and stuff, and then you'll come back and ask your family members for the money that you went and blew. Do that even make sense? I mean, that really don't make sense. That's why I call it self-sabotage, because we go out and we do harm to ourselves, and then we get mad at other people because they can't empathize with what we're saying. And it's just like with my job, when people call and they say, well, I'm about to get evicted and I'm about to have my lights turned off. I mean, what were you doing before? You know, what were you doing before? I can't really speak on what I do, but what were you doing before? If you're about to get evicted, I know most landlords don't even evict you until you behind on rent, like maybe 2 or 3 months. And then they still got to go through the process of taking you through the little probate court. And you got so many days to reply to the eviction notice. And then you could go to court and plead your case in court. So that's why I don't understand, like, even with these stimulus checks that the government had approved, one check was $1,200 per person or $2,400 for the married couples, and then you was getting $500 per qualifying child. And it's like, I hear people say, oh, if I don't get this money. Well, if the government never would have approved those stimulus payments, what were you doing before then? Yeah, I know the COVID-19 came along and caused a lot of people to lose their job, and a lot of people got laid off. A lot of people got the hours cut back. I understand those people being in need. I understand those people being on unemployment. But if you're a person and you blow your money and you mismanage your money, and then when the government approves stimulus payments, you want to call and aggravate and worry about some money that really ain't yours. If you really look at it, people always say, well, it's my money. Well, if the government would not have approved that money, what would you be doing right now? And this is to the people that like to blow money. This is not to the struggling people who have no control over their situation. This is to the people that you had the money, you had the resources, but you blew it. You want to go out and impress people that don't even like you. Them the people I'm talking to. Because it's just ridiculous. Like, at some point, you got to grow up. You cannot stay in a child's frame of mind forever. Point blank, period. And you don't have to be on every scene. That's like one of my favorite sayings. Just because somebody invites you to go somewhere, you do not have to say yes every time. Stay home. And then with this COVID-19 going on, you need to stay home anyway. I mean, people in restaurants, man, when I ride down Blandon Boulevard and see all these people packed up in Texas Roadhouse and all these different restaurants, Olive Garden and Applebee's, Longhorn. I'm sitting there like, do these people not realize we are still in a pandemic? COVID-19 is still real. But everybody is living carefree, and that's the reason why. Rest in peace to almost 500,000 people. People are dead and gone now because of all these carefree people. And these like younger people, man, I have seen so many young people with no mask on. And it's like, they must don't take this COVID thing real. A lot of people think COVID is a conspiracy and it's not real. It's made up by the government. But COVID is real. If you don't think it's real, ask the 500,000 people's family members if COVID is real or not. Ask the people who have had COVID. Man, I've had family members on my mom's side. See, like half of them have had COVID. Over half have had COVID. But You know, a lot of them were being very cautious, and I can't say all of them were, but we just got to do better as people. And as I was saying, last week, if you spend every penny you get just because you have extra, you're going to always lack. You're going to always be begging and bumming. And you're going to always go without. Because everybody should have common sense to know you cannot put all your eggs in one basket. And you cannot spend every dime that you got. It mathematically, it just don't make sense. Like, we got to do better. We got to do better. I ain't going to beat y'all ears up on that, but that's just something to think about because times are getting harder. And it makes no sense to keep spending all your money, just blowing money. Like, what sense do that make? That don't make no sense whatsoever. To all of my fans and future fans, I enjoy being able to spread my knowledge with you all. I will have better content moving forward. I'm trying to set up some interviews ahead. I will keep y'all posted. I always announce the week before any guests that are going to be on the podcast. So y'all stay tuned. I'm just getting started. I accept my call that God has placed on my life. So my calling is to pretty much impart all of my knowledge about God and my knowledge about life, period. Impart that into my fans. So just stay tuned. Don't get bored with me. I promise you I got some great stuff coming ahead. As I always say at the end of all of my videos and my podcasts, keep God first, stay prayed up, and stay woke. This your girl Priscilla checking out of Giving You the Business podcast. Until next time, this is just a small random convo of self-sabotage. Y'all stay tuned. I will have a full episode on Thursday. Y'all have a blessed day.